When deciding on a mouse, your first priority should be finding one that's comfortable for your hand. There are countless sizes, shapes, and weights to consider. You might have the coolest looking mouse, with the most practical array of buttons, but if it's not comfortable for you, you won't be able to settle in with it. There are also plenty of ambidextrous gaming mice, and gaming mice for lefties in the list, too, if goofy stance is more your style. In the last few years, most gaming mice have also adopted very high DPI sensors, or, more accurately, CPI, so even a budget mouse will likely perform well. Most of these sensors are capable of extremely high DPI counts at up to 20,000 DPI, when realistically, you'll play on a much lower sensitivity, generally under 2,000 DPI. The general consensus is not to worry about that number too much. Instead, concentrate on finding a mouse with the ideal shape and weight, and obviously one that'll match your stylish setup. Pro gamers generally recommend lighter, more straightforward mice, with few buttons to get in the way. Lighter mice won't fatigue your wrist and are easy to glide across the mouse pad at high speeds. Anything below 100 grams is often ideal for competitive mice. But something has to be said about how powerful you feel at the helm of a nice heavy mouse. The Razer Death Adder has an all-around fantastic shape for all sorts of grips and hand sizes, and I've spent hundreds of hours playing games, using Photoshop, and browsing the internet with it. Despite years of iterations, Razer never messes with the Death Adder's shape. There's no reason to. The Death Adder V2 uses a 20,000 DPI Razer Focus Plus optical sensor, and while big numbers don't necessarily equate to quality, here they do. Razer's newest tech delivers flawless tracking, even if you move the mouse as fast as humanly possible. For the majority of games and gamers, the Death Adder V2 is a fantastic mouse. Its design is simple, with two perfectly placed, generously sized thumb buttons. It also has an excellent optical mouse sensor that will work on both hard and cloth pads, and it has the ultimate body shape for a claw or hybrid claw/palm grip. The original G502 has long been a classic, a favorite in circles that prize durability, accuracy, and high performance from their pointers. This refresh not only honors that legacy but actually improves upon it, with iterative but substantive changes that elevate a beloved classic to dizzying new heights. Now packing Logitech's reliable 16K Hero sensor, and with a 7-gram reduction in weight over its predecessor, the G502 Lightspeed is also forward-looking by way of its compatibility with the PowerPlay charging mat. The mat not only charges the mouse on the fly but will actually recognize it and pair it with your PC without requiring the use of a USB dongle. The G502 is also host to a number of other small quality-of-life features like modular weights that can be added or removed to find the perfect hand feel, and a scroll wheel that can be locked to toggle through steps or unlocked to spin freely. It's one of the best wireless mice on the market, and priced accordingly, but if you have the cash to spare, the G502 is worth every penny. The updated version of this SteelSeries mainstay, the Sensei 310, subtly reinvented a classic mouse. It needed it. Almost everything is new except the Sensei's ambidextrous shape, and that's exactly how it should be. Thanks to a new plastic shell, the Sensei is grippier and can shrug off a sweaty palm. SteelSeries is also using its own custom version of one of the best gaming sensors around, ensuring the Sensei 310 won't suffer from any tracking issues. The Sensei 310 fits in your hand just like the old Sensei and is a great shape for either left or right-handed gamers looking for a mid-sized ambidextrous mouse. That means it has a pair of identical thumb buttons on the left and the right, a common issue for ambidextrous mice. It can be far too easy to accidentally click the wrong side's buttons as you grip with your pinky. In my hours of testing the Sensei 310, that hasn't happened once. The size and shape of the thumb buttons have been tweaked, making it easy to rock your thumb upwards to press them but keeping them out of the way of accidental pinky clicks. Anyone looking for a small, light, or ambidextrous mouse, this should be your first stop. The original Logitech G900 stole gamers' hearts last year with its incredibly robust wireless technology, that's every bit as fast and stable as a wired mouse, and its stellar PWM3366 sensor. The Logitech G903 is the same mouse, but now with new switches rated for 50 million clicks, rather than 20 million, and wireless charging through Logitech's PowerPlay mousepad. The ambidextrous design is great, more comfortable than most, with the ability to add or remove thumb buttons from either side. You can also choose between having a clicky or free-spinning scroll wheel by hitting the button behind it. The aggressive-looking design is more comfortable than it appears, and it's pretty light for a wireless mouse. If you want a heavier mouse, you can snap in the included 10-gram weight. Ultimately, the point of buying the G903 is to also purchase the $100 Power Play mousepad, an expensive but brilliant accessory. With it, you'll never have to worry about plugging in your mouse, or docking it, or having to swap the battery for a fresh one. It recharges the wireless mouse as it moves around or simply rests on the mousepad. There are plenty of affordable gaming mice worth your money today, but few you can have complete confidence in quite like the Logitech G203 LightSync. It's an all-around performer, delivering stable and consistent performance in a sleek package. The Logitech sensor within is rated up to 8000 dpi, if you're interested, and it's got responsive switches throughout to ensure smooth operation. You might notice it's similar to the G203 Prodigy that occupied this same space before it. It's almost identical in every way. The only significant difference between the two is the inclusion of 3-zone RGB lighting on the LightSync, as opposed to the single-zone lighting on the Prodigy. It's not a huge change, but one that looks a treat and doesn't cost extra, in theory. If you can snag a bargain deal on the G203 Prodigy, we highly recommend that you move on it while stocks last. Logitech has already produced a variety of wireless mice, ranging from the pretty good to the truly exceptional. The Logitech G305, $60, is right in the middle of the pack. It's not quite ambitious enough to cover uncharted ground, but more than a match for the everyday trials and tribulations of PC gaming and productivity. This small, sleek, intuitive gaming mouse works wonderfully and couldn't be easier to use. Those who want a no-frills wireless gaming mouse from a major manufacturer without digging too deeply in their wallets will find a lot to like here. Razer's Basilisk Ultimate is one of the most comfortable and accurate ergonomic wireless gaming mice we've ever used. It's perfectly sculpted for right-handed gamers with an arc cut into its left side for your thumb to reside while your ring finger and pinky to hang off the gentle slope on the right side of this peripheral. The Razer Basilisk Ultimate also has one of the best positioned sniper button, or DPI toggle, that acts like a paddle clutch on a racing wheel. The Basilisk Ultimate isn't just comfortable to use, it's dang near the most accurate gaming mouse on the market. This all comes thanks to Focus Plus sensor and Razer's optical mouse switches that feel a hair faster than your traditional gaming mouse buttons. Of course, you get a ton of RGB that not only lights up the scroll wheel and logo, but also two long side strips on this peripheral.